everyday battle with bad money, relatives, etc. I chose this title because everybody can relate to it. Because life itself is a battle. The Buddha called it is dukkha. Dukkha means suffering. And then the remedy that he found out was really a great remedy, but not very practical. And he said that get beyond the mind and the thought forms and then get into nirvana. And once you get into nirvana, then it's no more a battle. It's no longer a battle. Then you have transcended every obstacle so that the mind uh, uh, keeps creating for us. It's a great one, but I wouldn't say that he found something very new. It is a matter of getting rid of all the tattvas like Maya, Karma, ego, and the Panja Kanchukas, and the Purusha, and Prakriti. In Indian philosophy, it's not just philosophical speculation, it is science. This is the science of the mind. So you can get rid of all the restrictions imposed by Maya. Maya compresses everything and then misrepresents reality and then also undermines our own nature to be sovereign. So I don't want to complicate it with a lingo that's not very profitable for practical purposes. So the battle, to come back to the battle of the bad money, continues on a daily basis. Uh, the remedies that I would suggest in this small video clip is that you might want to look at the Buddha model, and which most of the gurus will put it something like, stay in the moment, or it is your response. This you see all the time people are talking about it is your response. The bad money is still there. The bad, regardless you change your uh, response, unless you are a siddha, a master, then you can change the reality as you want it because you can get beyond the human limited mind and limited ability to create things. Yeah, with the humans can do that because they are all limited. They don't have the siddhi powers, the miraculous powers. They are there, and everybody uh, can acquire them. Siddhi powers is the mind or the psychological apparatus functioning to the maximum level. Okay, and that's a training that Patanjali would give in his Vibhuti-pada, and then where he talks about all the siddhi powers, and then there is Astama Siddhi and all that. When you have all these things, then you will understand this is an attitude, and then this attitude can be gotten rid of, and then you can go to the domain of the siddhi powers, okay, and then act from there. And then there is also a saying that stay in the moment. You can, to stay in the moment is extremely difficult because it is timelessness. Because time also is a limitation brought to us by the veil of Maya. It is one of the Panchukas, okay, that which compartmentalizes time as past, present, and future. So you have to get beyond. You have to become timeless in order to experience the moment. And then if you are in the moment, then the bad spouse or the bad, uh, girlfriend or boyfriend, or the bad boss or peers, um, uh, they can even go away or miraculously, uh, resolved. So, for ordinary human beings who are just caught up in this mind body limitation, so what's the way out? The way out, now I've been talking about the mantras. The mantras were created for that purpose. Yeah. That's why I am very particular that the mantra, about the mantra meditation being the most powerful ones. I've given a lot of mantras for relationship, for karma removal, and others. I want you to go and look at them. So, what do the mantras do? The mantras have the ability to uh, not only affect changes in the material plane outside of your self, but also inside you, because the outside and the inside are related. So the mantra affects uh, both the inner and the outer. So whereas a mantra like Shreem Brzee, which I have been teaching in the very, you know, uh, in a way that I have never taught any particular mantra. I'm so immersed in it because one of the things that I want to do for the world is to have people to have financial freedom, and that means everything. So Srimriti would go and change your mindset, and then also it will change the the material world outside of you, and so that you can get more uh, you know concentrated results. Now, there is another mantra that I think about is the Tirunelakantam, where you meditate with the blue light on the throat. I have so many meditations on Tirunelakantam beginning from at least 1998 to as early as last year. So when you do these practices, there are definite help from uh, forces, beings that are outside our conscious domains. So I strongly recommend that you stay with this mantra. This is the yogic way of handling situation. The yogi goes and meditates on one particular mantra, like say he meditates on Lakshmi or Saraswati, until the being appears before him. It's a reality. It's not that the mantra is is just a sound, vibration. It is also a being as well. And I have talked about the Bhagavad Gita, which says if you have money problems, then go and do the fire ritual, uh, uh, and the fire will create money. So the symbolism of fire or the phenomenology of fire is very complex and profound. You know? But it is enough for you to know that this could bring in the gods who would give you the results. Then there are also some suggestions I want to give so that you can handle these situations, because everybody is every on an hourly basis facing these problems. One is teaching from Dattatreya. He was a great guru, and Parasurama was a great personality, sometimes considered as the avatar of Vishnu, studied under him. He once asked uh, his Guru Datta, "Your thoughts manifest, my thoughts don't." The reason I'm saying is this is I want you to reflect on a person like Parasurama, who is an avatar. If he has difficulty in manifesting his thoughts, what about other people? Uh, so to answer his question, Dattatreya said, "Your thoughts are weak thoughts, and my thoughts are not concentrated, not focused, and mine are not weak or unfocused." So, a focused thought is necessary. That's why you have to put your thought in the third eye, which is the pineal gland, and then you can spin the thought from that spot. Then those thoughts have great power to bring gods in, and also to change the brain. And then I have a hypothesis: the dimethyltryptamine that is secreted in the pineal can do wonders, healing things and opening from various time portals. So the time portals again brings me to another area. Again, that links my thoughts to Dattatreya's teaching. You cannot change time; you can change space. That's one of his powerful teachings. So, if you cannot change your bad time, bad money time, bad relationship time, and that can happen only at a particular space because of the time space continuum. So, if you move to a different space, so if you are not making money in New York, maybe go to Los Angeles, okay? Or if you are not making money in San Francisco, go to San Diego. By moving your space, you can move your time. So that is one way of handling the time. And this is changing the space. It can be your own apartment. If you change your apartment, then you can make important changes. So the Vedic rishis, while they were the yogis too, while they were giving help to students, they were looking at the problems from various aspects. And I'm going to now summarize what I have just said. One is you have a limited mind, and sense oriented and an object oriented consciousness in which there is no freedom at all, because you function in a very, very limited way. And the limitation again has been given to us by nature, by Maya, that we cannot see the future. We don't have omniscience, we don't have omnipotence, we don't have omnipresence, although all these things are possible. All these things are possible, not only theoretically but practically too. That's what the Yoga Sutras are about, Shiva Sutra is about, Patanjali talks about. And there's so many Siddhas talk about all these things. So to delimit your mind. So those of you who want, I'm going to be doing a 1 week boot camp during the Guru Purnima time, somewhere third week of third or fourth week of July in San Diego. There, where I'm going to talk how to talk about and also give techniques to transcend the limitations imposed by non-changing, seemingly non-changing situations like bad money, bad spouse, etc. How to transcend by transcending your own limitations, limited mind. Limited minds and limited sensory mind, limited cognitive mind, uh, and then getting into a space of all knowing, pineal gland, for instance, or activating more the pituitary. So these are very important. One, you have to look at this very seriously. Just to dismiss it, just change your attitude. It's all your response. That doesn't help at all. You have to go deep and analyze where did the attitude, where did it come from? Comes from the limited mind, and that is our biology. That's our psychology. Okay. That is physics to some extent. So uh, it is not simply something that you can change. The change of attitude can bring this. So what you have to look at that, and then you have to look at the use of mantras. That's the second point that I said, and then they are very useful. For karma removal, this mantra Tirnilakantam, and then for money, Shreem Brzee. And um, the third one is changing the space and changing the time, and then that leads to more astrology. Astrology is not a superstition. Astrology is a great science. And as the Vedic rishis studied the astrology in a very systematic way, and how it affects everyone on an hourly basis. So it's important to gain some knowledge. So say for instance, if you have some astrological knowledge, you will know what is going to happen on a daily basis. And then once you know, you have the freedom to avoid it. How he otherwise you will become a victim to it. Now they will have a choice. Okay, this is going to happen, so I will prepare myself for that. So these are some of the things, and I know that this video is getting longer and longer. It's so at least if you have missed the first part, just go to the last few minutes where I just summarized. And that's how we are going to deal with the everyday battle with money, Shreem Brzee, everyday battle with spouses. You could do the Tirunelakantam and fire rituals. You can do the fire rituals yourself. It's not, you don't have to go to a priest. It's better to do that way. But if you can't, you can do that too. And there are other components that create problems for us. The ancestors, who are linked to us through our soul genetics, and then their happiness is going to impact us in a significant way. That's another thing. The remedy for that is the tarpanam. Well, I don't want to go any further because I think I have given you uh, all the possible things that you can do to deal with your daily battles with money and relationship and other problems. God bless.